I've practiced for 27 years at Bennett Jones, and I can tell you that it's a preeminent law firm in the areas where we practice. We're across the country from Vancouver to Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary, in between. We have some offices in Washington, New York. I can fairly say we're one of the preeminent energy law firms in the country. We have knowledgeable experts in almost every area. What I really like personally about Bennett Jones is it has been a very supportive firm. My partners and associates and the support staff, we're not just about billable hours. We get behind advocacy and movements, and we put our money where our mouths are. The firm will invest in me, for instance, and in my volunteer efforts to help get that message across. And SIA was a perfect example of that. We actually recently celebrated our 100th year anniversary. We're currently in our 101st year. That first 100 years went by quickly, I guess you'd say. The founders of the firm, R.B. Bennett, a Canadian prime minister, had a tough go during the Depression, a conservative prime minister who was a well-known figure in Western Canada and put his name stamp on the firm. Mac Jones, who became part of the name stamp later. Mac was essentially the preeminent energy lawyer at a time when Leduc in Alberta was just finding the stuff. And so he basically wrote Alberta energy law, oil and gas law, in the 50s and 60s. And from that point forward through the decades, we have a very robust and strong firm, not only in corporate and litigation, regulatory, tax, you name it, but we think we have your bases covered here, and I'm proud to be a partner here. In the last year, we've grown our firm with the Montreal office, and that started with one lawyer, our managing partner, and I think we're now already up to a dozen lawyers there. It is growing, and I would say, if I had to guess, I'd say we're close to 600 lawyers across the country. I'm pleased we have good coffee here. But more than that, we did spend some money about 10 years ago renovating the building. It had been built in 1989, I think we moved in here. We've been tenants here since, anchor tenants. It's had, well, it still has beautiful views. Now we have bankers all west that block some of our mountain views, but it's centrally located downtown. The courthouse is not far away. Our clients, many of them downtown, they're not far away. The Petroleum Club's just down the street, as is the Ranchman's. I can see it over there. So it's very well situated, but the building itself is seen to be synonymous with the Calgary and Alberta heart of the capital movement, private capital, as well as the energy sector. The improvements we've made make it very nice to come to work here. Ample space, we've got good kitchen facilities, good boardrooms. We're in one right now. We've got superb hosting areas. We do a lot of that. Even our associates and students, I think, would tell you that they've got some pretty good working environments and offices. We don't cram them in like worms in a can. Some lounges for lawyers, and all in all, coming out of COVID, people want to come back to the office, and it's a comfortable place to come. My wife, Jenn, and I have been together since 1989. We have been married since 1995. We're in our 28th year of marriage. We met in Kingston. I was going to Queen's University, as was my wife, Jenn. And if you can believe it, we met on a bus loose trip. Many people don't think those will result in 28-year marriages, but ours did. And we have two lovely kids, both adult kids now. We're technically empty nesters. We have my 24-year-old daughter, Jess, and my 21-year-old son, Luke. Surprise, surprise, they went to Queen's. No pressure on them to do so, but they're embarking on their careers right now, and we're really proud of them. And I do want to tell you, a lot of the success I've had has been in large part because of Jenn's support. She's just been such a great partner all along the way, not only as a parent and as a wife, but also cheering me on in my career, and couldn't have done anything without the support she gave me. I think oftentimes family will be there for you no matter what, even in tough times. And I have had some tough times. I had a sister who took her own life. I lost my mom last year. We've had some bumps in the expanded family along the way. And we have a very loving family. People are different. We're all unique, but we have tolerance, patience, and we love each other for who we are. And that comes from my parents. I've got some pretty good siblings as well. And my kids, again, and nephews, all that. I mean, geez, we get together once a year. Our favorite spot is Kelowna. We have a family get together. My dad is the patriarch, kind of takes care of us in many ways. And it really is good bonding. Family is very important. Puts into perspective why it is you work. Family allows the enjoyment of life. There's more to life than work. I would say be inquisitive, be curious. Don't just read the law, read about what's going on around you, because if you don't know what's going on out there, you'll be seen as narrow-minded, probably. You might be very good in your technical legal skills, and you should be, if you have a specialty, be good in that specialty, but be alive to what's going on in society around you and people around you, because they're going to be your clients. You should absolutely be empathetic to what they're going through. You should try to learn about what their challenges are, their hopes and dreams in their businesses, what makes them tick, what is their brand, and how can you help them achieve their brand and what they want to do. You're a problem solver as a lawyer. You can make a good living, absolutely, but first and foremost, in my view, you can help people. And if you want to help people, perhaps earn a good living and make a difference, law is a great career. In my early days, I represented one of my partner's dogs. The dog was accused of having harassed a walker-by, and the dog had gotten out of my partner's backyard, and so a charge was laid against the owner, my partner, and his dog, Bailey. Ultimately, that was probably the cuddliest client I ever had. Bailey was acquitted, as was the partner of all charges, and that was one of my first wins in court. And I didn't get paid anything for it, but I chalk it up as one of my earliest victories, and a very happy client. In 28 years of practice, more often than not, I think we've achieved success for our clients. You hope to have more wins than losses. I don't think everybody wins all the time, but the win-loss record's pretty good, I believe. And more importantly, we've problem solved for our clients along the way. So they've been in litigation, there's jams, there's disputes, and at the end of the day, I'd like to think we've reached a solution or got a judgment that takes our client to the next level. And whether it's to continue in business, whether it's to advance or right a wrong, whether it's corporate clients or personal clients, I think we've really impacted businesses and lives to the positive. I go to sleep confident that I've made a difference for a lot of clients, as our firm has.